Hey everybody, it's Chris here with you with your Saturday night thingy. It's good to be with you tonight. I'm coming to you from the media studios of the First United Methodist Church in Cedar Falls. It's chilly outside. We're near the end of October, and I've got my fleecy on. I've got my wintertime warm and snuggly hat that you're going to be seeing a lot of in these Saturday night thingies for the next few months. I'm going to live in this hat in these cold months. So I saw a picture this week, and when I saw it, don't want to drop my mouse. When I saw it, I heard Jenny Van Dorn's voice in my head. And if you don't know Jenny, she's a member of our church here at First UMC, and I'm going to show you that picture in just a second that made me hear her voice in my head. So, but think back. If you remember our August mission of the month, it was to raise some money to send to Banyam Seminary in Nigeria to help them replace a kitchen that had been damaged in the storm. And we've worked with Banyam a lot over the years. These kitchens that we're talking about that they needed to rebuild, these are the kitchens that the seminary students cook their meals in, because the student housing units do not have kitchens in them. So the picture I saw this week is this one. And this is the one that caused me to hear Jenny's voice in my head. And it's a shot of that new kitchen being constructed on the Banyam Seminary campus. And you know, the kitchen's now been completed, and they sent us a series of pictures of various stages in the construction process. And this is one of them from obviously the middle of the process. But this is the one that caught my eye and made me hear Jenny's voice, because this is her wheelbarrow. You see, about 6 years ago, we were working with Banyam on another construction project on their campus, and it was really exciting for them, that project was. And it was exciting for us here in Cedar Falls too, because it was their medical clinic building that we were building at the time. And we had a work team that was all ready to go over there and give them a hand with it. And there were some of our First UMC members who couldn't go, but who really loved the project. And so they helped by sending some construction tools along. And you know, I don't know who all the people were who donated tools for that project, but I do know that Jenny was one of them. I hope that she did in fact contribute this wheelbarrow. I think she did. So this wheelbarrow from the Ace Hardware store in Cedar Falls, Iowa, has been in Africa on the Banyam Seminary campus for about 6 years now. It was used in the construction of that medical clinic building, and it was used in the construction of this kitchen. And if you look in the background of this picture, you can see a couple of fairly new student housing units, the ones that are painted white. This wheelbarrow was probably used in constructing those as well. So Banyam Seminary, if you'll remember, is a very rural school. It's way out in the middle of nowhere, and all the roads that lead to it are bare dirt. And all of the paths on the campus from building to building, those are all bare dirt as well. And virtually nobody has a car there. So a wheelbarrow like this one with big, easy rolling wheels ends up being a tremendously useful thing for them. It's probably in constant demand around the campus, hauling building materials, maintenance materials, school supplies, bags of rice, jugs of water, cans of fuel, and it probably even does a lot of this for them. And you know what? If that is what it gets used for mostly, well, that's still a good thing, right? So I'm going to roll a short video for you that we made here at First UMC back in 2015. See if you can hear Jenny Van Dorn's voice in it. You are the light of the world. You.
Catherine.
Alex.
Irvin.
Jenny.
Karen.
Becca.
Blair.
Chase.
Mark.
You. You are the light of the world.
We mostly painted the interior of a church and worked at an old chapel up on the mountainside.
Our project was to seal the roof on a trailer home. The resident was paralyzed and confined to a bed, and there was no place in the trailer where they could put that bed that the roof wouldn't leak directly on him. So we took care of that.
We worked at multiple soup kitchens or homeless shelters that fed people.
He and I did drywalling at a woman's house whose roof had failed. She was 91. She was very happy to have that done.
It was pretty amazing, riding for hours in the back of a pickup truck and finally arriving at the seminary and seeing that satellite dish outside the computer lab that our church helped to build. And now we're working on a medical clinic there.
And I saw a need that if people were willing to go do a mission and construct something, I felt led to donate a lot of tools so that they could have an easier job.
We helped them learn to sew, and one young woman sewed a shirt, and then her son came and he wanted to learn.
Henderson, Kentucky.
Evansdale.
Beverly, Kentucky.
Nigeria.
London, England.
Biloxi.
Puerto Rico.
New York City.
Illinois.
Rwanda.
Houston, Texas.
Waterloo.
Plugging in to First United Methodist Church connects us to a world of opportunities to help carry Christ's light of hope and faith and purpose and love. It's a great thing to be a part of, and whether it's a hunger project or construction or life skills or directly sharing the gospel, when we're carrying the light of Christ, it's inevitable that some of that light will shine on us too.
It was an awesome experience just sitting around the table eating and connecting with people without any barriers there.
One of the most memorable moments was when we worshiped together in Puerto Rico, and their music was incredible.
And I remember dancing the most, just the joy of it and the way they celebrated Christ. It was a fantastic thing.
You know, I love that video, and I go back and watch it every once in a while. And I love it because it's our own people talking about their own active involvement in ministry, here at home, nationwide, and abroad. And the point that I'm trying to make here tonight is that this isn't just showcasing how awesome our church is, it's showcasing how awesome you are and how awesome you can be with these little acts of caring, these little acts of generosity, and these little gifts that we give. You know, it's these little bits of generosity that we're involved in. And some of them are so insignificant to us that we forget we even did them. But they're really big deals to other people. You know, we often don't understand the magnitude of what we've done when we give these small gifts of time, of money, of encouragement, of wheelbarrows. You know, once we give these gifts, they're out of our hands and out of our control, and it's impossible for us to know the full scope or the full impact of them. This wheelbarrow was given to help people with a specific project, probably without any thought at all to how it would continue to be used afterward. And here it is, 6 years later, still a valuable asset for Baniam Seminary. And the same might be true of all of our other gifts. You know, few of us ever get to know if that $20 that we gave to the January mission of the month was the $20 difference that opened a new door for somebody. in some way that's still paying dividends for them today. You know, we don't always get to know when those few minutes of attention or those few words of encouragement that we offered to someone ended up being a turning point for them. But you know what? I think a lot of times that's exactly what's happened. 6 years ago, a wheelbarrow was sent through the UMC network from Cedar Falls, Iowa to Taraba State in Nigeria, and it's still there. It's still being used. This wheelbarrow is an example of how one small effort of outreach can continue to give and be fruitful, how it continues to be a blessing to more people than we ever intended or ever imagined. You know, no act of kindness is too small to make a difference. And these acts of kindness, in these acts of kindness and generosity, you, my friends, you are the light of the world. You know, that's a piece of what we've always been about here at First UMC, and it's a piece of what we'll always be about at First UMC. Love first, right? So that's what I have for you tonight. We will see you tomorrow morning. It's church day tomorrow, right? And so I'll see you in person here at church, or I'll see you on the live stream at 8:30 and 10 o'clock. And remember, there's a Sunday school lesson that goes live on Facebook at 9:35. So there's good stuff happening tomorrow morning, and I hope you choose to join us. So until then, have a great Saturday night.